Alright, so the Amascut announcement post is here. Just want to take a quick look at this, and then afterwards, I know that I'm going to want to talk a little about team forming. So let's go ahead and get into the post first. Alright, Amascut, race to the world's first. Amascut, Goddess of Destruction, is launching August 4th. That's in just under a month. So after 24 years and over 20 epic quests, the legendary Desert Quest series will end with an explosive finale and one of our toughest bosses yet. On August 4th, you will face the Goddess of Destruction at the height of her power. We know plenty of you will want to be part of this one as it launches, especially those of you planning to conquer the race to world first difficulty. To make sure you can book off that holiday, grab your friends, and be ready to fight, here's what you need to know. Amascut will be a group boss encounter, designed for between 3 to 5 players. We recommend a group of 5 if you are racing to get the first kill on Race for World's First difficulty. We will be launching the Amascut update at the set time of 6 AM PST, and there are all the time zone conversions on August 4th. Amascut is an Enrage system boss. At launch, a set Race to World's First difficulty version will be the only difficulty available, pushing your PVM skills to the limit as you fight to prove yourself the best of the best. Okay, now that's actually a bit of a big reveal. I may have had some misunderstanding going into this post for the last few months that I did not think this was going to be an Enrage boss. I thought it was going to be a boss that had 2 or 3 difficulty modes, where you had maybe a normal mode, a hard mode, and an extreme mode. So the fact that they're saying here this is going to be an Enrage system boss might be a pretty huge reveal. Definitely going to be curious if that's going to be an Enrage system that goes up to 4,000% like Telos and Glacior, or if that's one that goes way up to 60,000% like Zamorak. Hopefully they elaborate on that as we continue on here. So the normal mode version of the fight will be unlocked later in the same day at 9 AM PST, so about 3 hours after launch it looks like. The world's first winners will be awarded an exclusive title to immortalize their victory. You will need to complete the upcoming Eclipse of the Heart quest in order to access this boss. This quest will launch on July 28th. I think some people, myself included, are kind of expecting the end of that quest to have a little bit of a teaser boss fight, similar to how the Gates of Elidinus quest or the Vorkath quest kind of give you a little story mode teaser version of what the upcoming boss fight was going to be like. So we'll definitely be interested if that quest does have something like that. And of course I will be making a day one quest guide on this channel when that does come out. Carrying on, you may notice that Amascut's other difficulties unlock for everyone at a set time. Rather than our RuneFest announcement of unlocking after World's First is cleared, we've adjusted our thinking here to make sure that the non-race PVMers of the world can get stuck into launch on normal difficulty, inspired by the efforts of the world's first racers. This is a new approach in general for us, so we'll be looking closely at how this all works out as we consider how we approach races for future top-end boss releases. Race to World's First difficulty will remain live after normal mode releases, and only Race to World's First difficulty kills will count in the race. Should the boss not be killed by this point, we're excited to see if some daring teams risk dropping difficulty to learn the mechanics before returning to the Race to World's First difficulty to try and replicate it under the much tougher conditions of the race difficulty. Yeah, that's interesting. Depending how hard it is, if it's anything like how Solak was on release where people are really trying to figure things out, it's probably very likely that we won't see anyone get a kill within the first 3 hours. So it would be a very interesting strategy if you learn as much as you can in the world's first difficulty, drop back down to normal mode, maybe get 4 or 5 kills, and then go back to the race difficulty. That would be a very interesting strategy and definitely make for some very interesting streams to watch. So it's going to be really fun watching all of this go down and hopefully participating myself as well. So here we go. Speaking of that, next section is Watch It Live. To celebrate the launch, we'd love for you to join us on our official Twitch channel for our official race to the world's first stream, hosted by the RS Guy. The RS Guy and developers behind Amascut will be dropping in on different groups during their attempts, watching the fights unfold live, and commentating on strategies as they develop. So based on this, it kind of sounds like RS Guy won't be participating directly in the race, but rather acting as like a master of ceremonies of sorts, which is cool, but maybe it's a little bit of a bummer actually. I think you definitely want to have your biggest content creator be taking part in the boss day one directly. But of course it is a bit of a unique situation where I'm guessing he must have some inside information that would give him and his team too big of an advantage to participate fairly. So yeah, a bit of a bummer in that regard, but probably also good for some of the smaller guys to get some spotlight as well. I think it will also be interesting to see if this is going to be a big enough release that it catches the attention of any old schoolers or any other gamers in general, like maybe some of the World of Warcraft audience who've recently taken an interest in RS. But yeah, this should be a really fun release and provide a ton of content to watch day one and week one on Twitch, so I'll definitely be participating, I'll definitely be watching, and I'll definitely be streaming myself. But let's carry on with the post here. So the official stream will kick off at 5:30 a.m., which I believe was about 30 minutes before the launch starts, so that'll be good. So that'll be to get hyped for launch, and that'll include developer interviews, discussions, giveaways, and more. This stream is planned to run for at least 3 hours, though we aim for at least until we have a first kill on race to World's First, or until security kicks us out of the office. Don't miss the hype of this historic moment as the bravest teams face off for eternal glory. Bit of a weird grammar there, looks like a Discord message. Anyway, the race continues. We know not everyone will be able to play on day one to take part in the race, and we've thought about you too. Anyone who conquers Race to World's First difficulty in the launch week will also get a special title and aura to showcase their accomplishments. I definitely want that. I don't think I'll be part of World's First, but I absolutely want to go for that. While you may not get the bragging rights of World's First, you can immortalize an early victory over Amascut at her toughest. Yeah, that sounds absolutely awesome. A little bit of teaser concept art here. Got the 5 players here. Anything we can glean from this? We got 1 Necromancer, 1 Ranger. Looks like, what is this, 3 meleeers maybe? 2 meleeers and a Major? Alright, ideal team composition is confirmed. 2 meleeers, 1 Major, 1 Necroer, 1 Ranger. You heard it here first. Just kidding. I mean, obviously, you can't take anything serious from this, but yeah, this is going to be super cool. I'm super excited. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, I do want to talk about team forming here, but yeah, this is going to be super cool. Really exciting to have a date locked in. August 4th is going to be huge. In this post, we didn't have any major reveals about mechanics or drops yet, which is perfectly fine. That keeps the suspense alive. And like I said multiple times, I'll definitely be streaming Amascut live on Twitch on release day, and I'll be playing pretty much all day. Right now, I do have a couple of friends who are interested in running with me, but we don't have a full team set yet. Ideally, I would like to build the kind of a flexible roster of around 10 to 12 players who are all down to grind. That way we can kind of rotate players in and out, maybe have 2 teams going simultaneously, and ideally we keep a full team of 5 going as consistently as possible throughout the whole day. So that said, please make sure you're following me on Twitch, and if you're interested in joining the roster, join my Discord server. Both of those links are going to be linked in the description below. Realistically, I'm definitely not expecting to be part of the world's first kill. That's most likely going to go to like a Geherman or Evil Lucario tier team, which is very cool, but I still want to dive into this release, and I really want to push hard for that week 1 bonus title and aura that they mentioned. On top of that, I just in general want to grind out the content as much as possible. Really, my goal is going to be to grind as much as possible, speed run the collection log, hopefully make a bunch of GP with a bunch of new pals, and overall just have a good time. So if that sounds exciting, again, consider subscribing here on YouTube, following me on Twitch, joining my Discord server, and spreading the word that the Cyrus RS Amascut launch content is going to be legendary. Thanks for watching today, and see you very soon.